All right, let's jump right in. If you're in the social media trenches, you know the feeling. It's a nonstop hustle. But what if the key wasn't just working harder, but working way, way smarter with a new partner in crime? Today, we're going to talk about how AI is becoming the essential co-pilot for anyone trying to navigate the wild world of social media. And I mean co-pilot, not a replacement. This is about partnership.
And just so you know, everything we're covering in this explainer comes straight from Chapter 7 of the tutorial on Generative AI for Marketing Professionals, which is provided by Virtualization Options LLC.
So first, let's just paint a picture of the landscape we're dealing with. The world of social media, it's not just big anymore. It's a universe. We're talking about millions upon millions of conversations happening every single second. Across, what, a dozen platforms? It's a lot. And that brings us to the real heart of the problem. The speed and the sheer amount of chatter has just blown past what any human can handle. I don't care how big or how dedicated your team is, there is no way to manually keep track of every mention, every trend, every move a competitor makes. It's just physically impossible now.
So that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? How in the world can anyone possibly keep up? Well, the answer is you can't. Not alone, anyway. You have to leverage AI. You have to think of it as your new listening post, your content engine, and your first line of defense. So let's break down how that actually works.
First things first, let's talk about listening. Because before you can say anything meaningful, you have to know what people are already talking about. And this is exactly where AI stops being a cool tech toy and becomes an absolutely critical business tool. At its most basic, social listening is your ear to the ground. It's how you tune into that massive global conversation and pull out the little bits of intelligence that actually matter to you. I mean, without it, you're pretty much flying blind.
So, what does this AI listening post do all day? Well, think of it like a superpowered analyst that never sleeps. It's sifting through millions of posts to catch every time someone mentions your brand. It's keeping an eye on your competitors. It's spotting emerging trends, like a new meme in your niche, before they go mainstream. It can even find you real influencers, not just people with a lot of followers. And maybe most importantly, it's your early warning system. It's the smoke detector for a potential crisis.
Now, a huge piece of this puzzle is what we call sentiment analysis. Basically, the AI reads a post and tries to figure out the emotion behind it. Is it positive, negative, neutral? It's an incredibly useful way to get a quick pulse check on how people are feeling. But, and this is a big but, it's not foolproof.
Check out this example. An AI might scan this, see the word thanks, and log it as positive, right? But any human, you and me, we immediately see the dripping sarcasm. We know this person is absolutely livid. And this right here is the perfect example of AI's limits. It gets you most of the way there with raw data. But that last little bit, the nuance, the sarcasm, the culture, that still needs a human brain.
Okay, so you've done your listening, you know what's going on, now it's time to join the conversation. Let's dig into how AI can help automate your content publishing, but without making you sound like a boring robot.
I mean, this is the classic workflow, right? The cycle that never ends. And AI can give you a boost at every single stage. It can help you brainstorm ideas to get started. It can analyze all your past data to tell you, hey, post this on Tuesday at 11 a.m. That's your sweet spot. Then, of course, it handles the grunt work of publishing across all your channels and brings back the report card so you know exactly what worked and what didn't.
But here it is again, it all comes back to balance. This is that co-pilot theme in action. Let the AI do the machine work, the scheduling, the number crunching, pushing the content out everywhere. Your job is the part that can't be automated. The authentic conversations, building a real community, and having the strategic sense to know when to jump on a trend or when to handle a situation with care.
And that leads us perfectly into what might be the most crucial part of social media, actually engaging with people. So how can AI help you manage those interactions without, losing that human touch?
The best way to think about AI here is as your first draft assistant. It can tee up suggested replies for common questions, which saves an incredible amount of time. But you, the human, you are always the final editor. You're the one who adds the empathy, who understands the nuance, and who makes absolutely sure that every single reply sounds like your brand. You can really break this down into a sort of triage system. Someone says something nice? Great. A simple, authentic thank you from a human is perfect. Common questions? Let an AI-assisted response handle the basics. But the second you get into negative feedback, the whole playbook changes. That requires human empathy to say, I hear you, and a human strategy to fix the problem, usually by taking it to a private channel. And a real crisis, that's a stop everything, all hands on deck,
human situation. No questions asked. So let's lean into that worst-case scenario a bit more, because this is where that human-AI partnership gets put to the ultimate test.
When a crisis hits, every second counts. AI is your secret weapon for early detection. It's the tool that sees that sudden spike in negative comments and sounds the alarm before things spiral completely out of control. It gives you a head start. But the moment that alarm goes off, the humans have to take the controls. Because strategy, empathy, critical thinking, those are things you can never, ever outsource to an algorithm.
And if you look at the typical life cycle of a crisis, you can see this partnership laid out perfectly. AI is an absolute rock star at the first stage, detection, and at continuous monitoring throughout the whole thing. But the really critical stages in the middle, assessment, activation, and response, that's all you. That has to be led by human teams who can see the big picture and make tough calls.
So when you pull it all together, the listening, the content, the engagement, the crisis management, the takeaway here is really, really clear. AI is your co-pilot. It is not the pilot. It handles the mind-numbing scale and speed of modern social media. But you are always in the pilot seat. You provide the strategy, the creativity, the empathy, and the final call.
And that really just leaves us with one last thing to think about. As these incredibly powerful AI co-pilots become standard issue for every single brand out there, what's it going to take to actually stand out from the noise? What will it truly mean to build a genuinely authentic, human connection with your community? That right there, that's the next big challenge and the biggest opportunity for all of us.